Did you notice the refreshing difference in the Cody Rhodes backstage promo that he did before his match with Theory?
What do you mean by refreshing difference?
He is the only person that I've ever seen that managed to actually look natural while not looking at the camera on a backstage promo. He did look at the interviewer. He interacted with the interviewer. He looked off into space a time or two as if he was, thinking and contemplating what he was saying, but he wasn't standing there looking like he was in a police lineup and not knowing what to do with his eyes or his hands or whatever else, like everybody else does in that situation. It must be those acting classes.
There's not one wrestler in the business who has tried as hard and practiced as hard as being fake as Cody Rhodes. So
he's got it down.
The idea that he would master Vince McMahon's way of being completely disingenuous is not a surprise at all.
I'm telling you, but, we're putting him over. He's good at it. And then here we go for the United States Heavyweight Championship, Cody Rhodes and Austin Theory. And again, you can see the difference. With the big entrance, he looks bigger in this environment, Cody does. He's not an indie wrestler. He's not even necessarily a professional wrestler. He's a sports entertainer. That's what he is. And in this environment, with these presentations, the way they do things, it fits. And this audience is taken to him as a star because he's being presented as one. Not because he was in a cool group in Japan 5 years ago, but because what he's doing here and now in this environment is being promoted as one of the most important things going on. And you can't teach that. You have to do it. So the audience, the WWE audience already, Cody. And there's kids in the audience. Did you see that? Children under the age of 14 or 15. I couldn't believe it. I was looking forward to seeing this because, as we mentioned, Theory's a prodigy, and Cody is so smooth and he can lead a match like this, and this is kind of his bailiwick, if you will. And they had a good line the last time that Cody Rhodes was in the WWE. Theory was in detention in high school. 6 years ago, he was still in high school. So they had a good match, nice stuff at a good pace. Theory's aggressive. He stays on him. For this one, here's another thing. Generally, on Raw, you get a 20-minute promo, you get fucking 10-minute entrance, they wrestle for 2 minutes and go to a commercial break because the matches aren't important. But here, they gave them time. At the start, they went a while before finally Theory cleared off the desk and was going to put Cody through the desk some kind of way, but Cody made a little comeback on the desk, and boom, and Theory got back in the ring, and they went to the break there, and they came back, and they gave him some time at the other side for heat on Cody, and then they do the double crossbody, double knockout. Both of them go down. Cody makes his comeback, hits the moonsault body block and gets a big pop on a 2 count. Theory hits false finish, gets a 2 count. Then Cody Cutter. And somebody brought this up, and it's interesting. There's no difference between the Cody Cutter and the RKO besides the name. And I mean, Orton goes into it differently. Cody jumps up on the rope. Orton comes out of nowhere, whatever. But you can tell again that Vince McMahon is sold on, yeah, we're going to let Cody be Cody and do all the Cody things because, I mean, it's let's face it, in the overall scheme of things, the RKO is more over than the Cody Cutter in all of professional wrestling, but they're still letting him do it. So Cody Cutter, the fans got up, and then here comes Seth Rollins, DQ. He's all over Cody. Theory completely disappears, and the referee stares and does nothing. And Seth curb stomps Cody on the announce desk, and the fake boos were just bullshit over the top. Whoa, the fake boo machine hated that. But So we get a good match, and then a sudden, where have we seen this for? Somebody just rolls in, boom, DQ, heat, everybody else involved disappears because it's not their scene, and nobody tries to do anything about it, and any official there on the scene just stares at them. But it's a good match for Raw.
It's a very good match for Raw. Typically, Cody Rhodes has been in the best match on the pay-per-view or on any Raw he's on since he returned to WWE. And a lot of the things that made Cody different from the pack in a negative way, let's say, in AEW, make him